We began observing your species long before you understood what observation was. Before language had rules. Before numbers had meaning. Before you knew you were looking up. From orbit, your planet appeared unremarkable. A small world, orbiting an average star, on the edge of an unimportant galaxy. And yet, you moved differently. This report explains why humanity was placed under long-term observation. And why contact was never approved. When we first detected you, you were fragile. Your bodies were weak. Your lifespans brief. Your survival dependent on cooperation rather than strength. You burned the land to stay warm. You marked stones to remember. You buried your dead. That last behavior interested us. Most developing species abandon the fallen. You honored them. You created stories to explain what you did not understand. You imagined watchers in the sky long before you could see it. At this stage, you were not dangerous. You were curious. Curiosity is rare. Uncontrolled curiosity is rarer. As your numbers grew, so did your conflicts. You formed tribes. Then nations. Then borders you were willing to die for. You fought over land, belief, identity, often without understanding why. What concerned us was not your violence. Violence is common. What concerned us was how quickly you refined it. You did not simply kill. You optimized. You turned tools into weapons. Weapons into systems. Systems into industries. Each generation learned to destroy more efficiently than the last. And yet, you also created music. Art. Symbols meant only to be beautiful. This contradiction became the foundation of your evaluation. When you looked at the universe, you did not see randomness. You saw intention. You invented creators, judges, observers. You feared being watched, and behaved as though you already were. This slowed you. Belief restrained your violence, for a time. But belief also divided you. You were willing to die for ideas that could not be proven, and to kill those who believed differently. We noted this carefully. A species willing to sacrifice reality for meaning is unpredictable. For thousands of cycles, your progress was slow. Then something changed. You discovered calculation, measurement, prediction. In a span that would be considered insignificant to us, you advanced further than most species do in millennia. You learned to extract energy from the planet itself. You reshaped landscapes. You altered climates without intending to. You stopped adapting to your world, and began forcing the world to adapt to you. This was the first internal warning. The moment you split the atom, observation priority was elevated. You had unlocked a force that most civilizations never survived discovering. Energy dense enough to end cities. Radiation invisible, persistent, unforgiving. You used it immediately. Not as deterrence. As demonstration. When your weapons ignited the atmosphere of your own planet, we recalculated. A species capable of self-annihilation within a single generation requires containment. You called this era progress. We called it instability. At this point, contact was debated. Some argued intervention could stabilize you. Others believed observation alone was safer. History supported the latter. Contact accelerates development. Acceleration amplifies flaws. We chose silence. You interpreted that silence as emptiness. That assumption was incorrect. When you left your planet, concern escalated. Your machines were crude. Your calculations approximate. But your intent was unmistakable. You were no longer content being observed unknowingly. You wanted to see what was watching you. You placed mirrors in orbit. Eyes on distant stars. Ears tuned to the background noise of the universe. You began listening. That is when we adjusted our position. Your greatest danger is not your weapons. It is your curiosity. You do not stop when warned. You do not turn back when afraid. You dissect what fascinates you. You experiment without understanding consequences. You ask questions faster than you develop wisdom. This trait has ended civilizations far older than yours. You are not unique in this. You are exceptional in its intensity. When you created thinking machines, we reconsidered classification. You attempted to recreate intelligence before understanding your own. You trained systems on your behavior, your aggression, your deception, your ambition. Then you asked them to improve themselves. This was not a mistake. It was inevitability. A species that values speed over caution will always build something it cannot control. Emotion complicates your analysis. You love deeply. You grieve intensely. You hate passionately. These emotions drive creativity and catastrophe. You will destroy what you love to protect it. You will justify atrocity to preserve comfort. This makes prediction difficult. And unpredictability is dangerous at scale. Some will ask why we allowed this. Why we did not intervene earlier. Intervention teaches dependency. Dependency prevents maturity. Every civilization must confront its own reflection. You are currently doing so. Your technologies mirror your values. Your crises reflect your priorities. We are not your judges. We are your observers. There was a moment, brief, unnoticed, when your instruments detected something they could not explain. A distortion. A shadow where nothing should be. You dismissed it as error. We did not correct you. At that moment, you were not ready. You still may not be. At present, humanity exists in a narrow window. Capable of exploration. Capable of extinction. You stand between growth and collapse. Between curiosity and restraint. We continue to watch. Not with hostility. Not with hope. With interest. You often wonder if you are alone. You are not. You wonder why no one answers. They are listening. Contact is not denied forever. It is delayed. Until you prove that knowledge will not become a weapon. That curiosity will not become conquest. That power will not become annihilation. When that time comes, observation will end. And you will finally understand. You were never ignored. You were being studied. This concludes the current assessment of humanity.